Hello, Internet. Jim from Tech 11. How you doing today? What am I doing today? I have a 12600K on the bench, KF actually, and I am just tuning it and overclocking it. See what I can get away with at stock voltage. Right now I'm up to single core 5.1, but all core 4.9. Let's just run that. Strong CPU. Impressed with it. Right now, I'm just running a Cinebench run just to see where I can get the clocks on this, and then I'll run a Prime 95 or an OCCT load after. And I still have to tune the memory. I'll show you that in a minute. There, it's on the bench. It's just a open bench right now. I haven't put it in a case yet, and it just has a GTX 960, I think. It's just my placeholder card, and it's getting a 3090 is what's going in here, but it's just a placeholder card at this point. Until I finish it off. Okay, where do we want to start here? First, I'll tell you that everything you're going to see I buy out of my pocket. I'm not monetized in any way whatsoever. So I buy everything. I build gaming PCs, configure them all myself manually, of course. So they run. I spend weeks with them, so they run at maximum performance, and they're 100% stable. I'm not a crazy overclocker, but I do overclock almost everything because I can. They let me do it, I'm going to do it. But they're fast. They're very fast machines. They're very stable. I manually tune the RAM. I manually tune the CPUs. I manually tune the graphics cards. I do absolutely everything. Never had anything come back. No, that's not true. I had one machine came back because he had filled his OS drive with Steam games, and even though he had another 2 drives, they were empty because all of his Steam games had installed to the OS drive, to the C drive. So I do put in multiple drives. I'm almost not even using SSDs anymore. It's all NVMEs that I'm using. I'll use smaller NVMEs for the OS drive. Although quality drives, I don't buy cheap drives. I have in the past for some stuff, and I'm a little leery about their longevity. So I just don't buy them anymore. Even SSDs, I don't really buy them anymore either. Like I say, all NVMEs. Western Digital Blacks are fantastic drives. There's quite a few really good ones out there. Names that, well, you've heard of Western Digital, of course, but names you've never really heard of before. One of them's Saldheim. I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation is. The Corsair MP600 is a really good drive. There's quite a few out there. I can't name them all. Some crappy drives. Well, anything from China, any of the King specs, anything from China. I would not use those as OS drives, but you could use them as data drives if the data wasn't critical, but I wouldn't use them in a critical environment whatsoever. I guess Kingstons are okay, but they're okay. That's all I'm going to say about Kingston drives. What else? Samsung. Samsung is extremely overpriced for the performance. And, they get the double middle finger salute to Samsung for their 980 Pro, of which I bought one. a 980 Pro, the 2 terabyte, with the bad firmware. Now, Samsung knows these have bad firmware. Samsung, there we go, Samsung. They know they have bad firmware. So I tried to return this drive. And of course, Samsung wanted me to jump through hoops. But when they asked for the receipt, I said I don't know where the receipt is. I couldn't find the receipt. So they basically denied my return, even though they know these drives, the 980 Pro 2 terabyte, had bad firmware. So you know, I could see if I just wanted to return a drive for whatever reason, but they know these drives have bad firmware, so why wouldn't they just replace the drive? That's what I gave them the, here, I'll show you one more time. Here's Samsung 980 Pro. I gave them the serial number, the model number. I actually took it out, took a picture of it, sent it to them. Yeah, it didn't make any difference. Just ridiculous. So, so I'm not using Samsung in any of my builds, none of them. Since that fiasco took place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 built systems, probably with, I'm going to say, 18 to 20 NVMEs. Not one of them is a Samsung NVMe. Not one. Won't use them, won't use any of their products anymore. All because of that, because their customer service sucks. So don't buy Samsung. Buy. Besides, their drives are not that good anyway. They're extremely overpriced for their performance. So buy anything. Western Digital are fantastic drives. There's so many good drives out there, good performance drives. Look at those. Look at those good performance drives. Don't consider Samsung and performance drives, because they're not. They don't even come close to the performance of a Western Digital Black. So I'll leave that dead horse alone, because that's what they are. Double thumbs up goes to any all the the Sama products. I'm pretty impressed with them. I bought their coolers, their AIOs. I'm sorry, their cases. Really impressed with a lot of their stuff. So I ended up with a bad AIO. At least the screen on it. The AIO worked fine, but the screen, it had a temperature screen on it. It didn't work. And I couldn't get it to work. Their software sucks, but I couldn't get it to work. So I contacted them, gave them my order number from where I bought it from Newegg. But it was basically, I didn't have to jump through any hoops. I just gave them the order number. Maybe they check on the order number, who knows. But they're sending me a new one. They said, don't even send us the old one, we don't want it. They're sending me a brand new one. And that took like, I sent them an email. It took like, and I got it back a couple of days later. So that's pretty impressive, and that's really good customer service. So Sama, yeah, I'm going to buy your products because you stand behind them. Unlike Samsung, that doesn't stand behind them. Anyway, I'm going to try and keep this video as short as possible, only because I don't know how much room I have on Mr. iPad here. Last time I did a video, I lost it because I didn't have enough room. Ridiculous. So we're at 8 minutes now. I'm going to keep tracking that. I'm going to let this go. Although when we come back, the screen's going to be blank because I need to edit the power plan, which I'm going to do right now to see if I can here. Grab my keyboard. Here, I'll see if I can. Oh, I can't. I'm not going to be able to move this. I've got multiple screens. So on this bench there are 4. Yeah, I have the display set turn off in 5 minutes. Here we go. Set it to 3 hours. Save. There we go. That's done. I'll show you a couple of, so I've got this on the screen. I think you can see that okay. There's a few commands that you can run. So I am in, in the command prompt, and I'm running as an administrator. Can I show you that from here? I probably can. Let me just close this window. Try and stay in this window here. So you go to your start menu, or actually you go to your search function down on the bottom, and you just type in CMD, and you can see command prompt comes up one right here on the in this area, and we're going to go down and we're going to run as administrator, which is right here. And then we get the verification window, user account control, and we go yes on that. And I have to bring it over. It goes in the bottom screen. So anyway, that's how you open that as an administrator. You really want to run these commands as an administrator. So one of them is system file checker. Scan now. So that's the command. So system file checker space / scan now. And just press enter. Oh, I'm running Cinebench in the background. I'll have to stop Cinebench. There we go. Bring that back up. So it goes through the verification process. If it finds any corrupt system files, it will repair them. You should run that every once in a while, especially if you're doing any type of overclocking whatsoever, whether that be on RAM or CPU. It usually doesn't take that long. Only takes a minute or two to run. I've just run it, so this one should be relatively quick. 11 minutes, we're at 11 minutes and 30 seconds. There, and it's finished. It didn't find anything because, so Windows Resource Protection did not find any integrity violations. Another command that you can run is DISM space / online. I don't know what the online is. Clean up dash image space / oh God, what's the last command? Restore health. That's it. This one takes a little bit longer to run. Oops, I made an error. Oh, I didn't spell health right. Forgot the A. There we go. So I usually run a system file checker scan now after I run this. But sometimes this will it'll kind of get to about 60%, and then it'll just kind of sit there and you go, which it probably will do on this. But we'll come back to it and I'll show you some other stuff while that's going. Or I'll just stop it. Oh, it went right through. Okay. Because I ran system file checker first. So the operation complete. If it would have found corrupt system files, it would have repaired them, and it would have given us a message that it repaired them. So that's a good. If you're overclocking, it's good to run anytime, whether you're overclocking or not. If you're overclocking your RAM and you have your RAM tuned, it's a good command to run also. We'll just start that again. Okay, enough of that. I'll show you some other stuff that's really not very good. Quite unimpressive. And that's these NVMe enclosures. Where is it? Oh, there we are. So these things. I have a few of them, a few different, like I have 4 or 5 of these. And they're, whoops. Yeah, they're just, this one's an Orico. I know that's a little bit hard to see, but they are. Here, I'll put it like this so you can get it in the light. So there's an NVMe inside of these and a controller, and they use USB 3.0. Almost all of them exclusively use USB 3.0, although you can get an adapter to go from USB 3.0 to USB Sorry, this is USB-C. I'm sorry, my bad, USB-C. So they usually come with a USB-C to USB 3.0 cable. Or they just have a USB-C and then use an adapter from USB-C to USB 3.0. This one lasted about 2 weeks before it just failed, just stopped. The controllers, I don't know where they get them from, but they're not very good. There's one. There's another one. Same thing, USB. Whoop, wrong side. USB-C also. Yeah, they're all junk. I'll put those away. Yeah, I think I have one that works. One left that works. And that would be, that would be from, this company here. I'll show you this company, Mavo. It's nice because this one's actually metal with a plastic insert. It's really easy to take apart and everything. And this is the inside of it. So basically I've taken it apart. These drives are not bad either. These Team Group drives. They're not the fastest drive in the world, but they're well priced. So for cheap drives, inexpensive NVMe drives, Team Group is something to look at. They're pretty decent. Here, I'll put it right side up. There we go. So you can see it a little better. But yeah, they're pretty decent drives. Not bad at all. It's easier from this side for me. But this is so this is a little experiment for me. As you can see, I'm not trying to cool the RAM. I'm trying to cool the controller. So I've got a thermal putty underneath here and just a little copper heatsink on top. Little experiment more than anything else. Is it working? A little bit, yeah. It's dropped the temperatures a little bit, but not as much as I'd like. I think we have a long way to go when it comes to cooling of NVMEs, especially the, Gen 4, 3 is fine. Gen 4 is, yeah, you can cool those, but Gen 5, wow, they're just wicked impossible to try and cool. Anyway, moving on. Let that continue. Let's bring you over this way. So this is the build on the bench. This is the way I start building from here. So I do all my tuning on the bench, and then I move it into the case. In this case, I've got my AIO already hooked up because that's what I'm going to run it with anyway. And I just use an ITX power supply. And it's only, believe it or not, it's only 750 watts, and I'll throw the 3090 on here, and it'll be fine. As you can see, I do have it, 92 degrees. That's okay. That's fine. That's on under 100% load at 4.9 or 5 gigahertz. What are we running at? 4.9, I think. Yeah, 4.9 and 3.8 on the E-cores. And the ring is at 4 gigahertz. Yeah, so that's kind of the way I do that before I move them into the case. So this is that Sama cooler, a 240. So it gives you your fan speed, your pump RPM, and your CPU temperature. And it'll match up 92. It will match up to HW info. Yeah, I'd have to scroll down. But the temperature does match up. They both match up. Yeah, this is my basement. It's a lovely place. So this is most recent build. This is a 5800X3D. I did have a 3090 in here, but I said, you know what, I'm going to try the 4070. So I put a 4070 in there. The 3090 was a 24 gig. The 4070 is a 12 gig. Not near as fast as the 3090. The 3090 is faster. It has an MSI core. Look, well, you can see it there, what's in there. It's got the Sama 1000 watt power supply. Super impressed with that thing. It's an all white power supply. Comes with a white cord. Comes with bags for the cables. Comes with the new 12 volt the high voltage power plug for what, the 4090s. Anyway, it comes with that connection for the motherboard. For the graphics card and into the back of the motherboard, so that's pretty cool. This one has 3 NVMe drives. Yeah, and it's running Gigabyte Aorus X570S Master is what that's running on. And then we'll bring it around. So I got 3 here, I've got 1 there, and I've got another 2 builds over there. And another 3 right there that I have to build. Yeah. And these are, yeah, all the boxes from all the builds. Yeah. So at the back I have all my motherboards and graphics cards on a shelf. You can see a little bit of them there. And my power supplies, and then all my incidentals back there that I require for all these builds. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So that's that. So we're at 21 minutes. We're doing okay. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to have a draw for a free PC. Not one of the gaming ones. Sorry. That's too much money out of my pocket. But so I'm going to show you, and all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to give you an email address. I'll actually write it down. I should have done this before, but I'll actually write it down right now. So you're going to like and subscribe to the channel in order to be entered into a draw. And I will write this down if I could find something a little sharper tip. There, that one's decent. And I'll just show you this here. Yeah, so we're going to like and subscribe to the channel. And then send an email with your name and contact info, whether that be email, or a phone number is fine. Either way, doesn't matter. And of course, yeah, I got name. I think that's all the information I'm going to need. So it's going to be this. Now you do have to like and subscribe to the channel. I am going to host the draw. I'm going to write, so that's what it is. So if you write that, I'll put that up again. But yeah, I use my iPad, so there's no way for me to, I can't just throw it up on the screen like some of these YouTubers that have everything. What was I going to put on here? Oh yeah, just the, I'm going to, so I'd like to get 1,000 subscribers to the channel. So once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will draw it. So here. So I'll draw it on May the 30th or before, once I get 1,000 subscribers. And then you'll enter in the draw, and I will do the draw. I'll throw every name in a hat and just pull them out of a hat. Well, maybe we'll do the draw live. That makes sense, eh? Have to be a pretty big hat. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave that here for now, and I'll put it back up there later, but I'm going to show you the prize now. So this is what we're drawing. It is and I have the info here somewhere, kicking around. Anyway, it is a Lenovo. That is the size of it, tiny PC. It's a 7th gen, a 7500T. It has HDMI, 2 display ports. It has 6 USB ports. So there's, it's going to come with the power brick. So here, the display ports, the HDMI, Ethernet, really good sound. There's the front. So you've got your outputs on the front for your microphone and your speakers or your headphones. More USB. 65-watt power brick, and it's going to come with that. It's going to come with everything. The only thing you're going to need to do is hook it up to a monitor and have a keyboard and a mouse. I am going to wrap it because I wrap these and they look really cool after I wrap them. I wrap them with car wrap. Along with that, you will be getting a USB, Bluetooth, and wireless LAN adapter. It has an NVMe drive as the OS drive. Plus you're going to get a 1 terabyte SSD. And you're going to get a mini keyboard and mouse. All of that comes with it in the draw. So what do I use mine for? Because I have one here. I think I have a 10th gen. Can't remember. I use them to stream on my TV. So I, cut the cable, and I stream to my TV upstairs, and that's why I go with the small keyboard and mouse. Is that it's no different than having a remote, and the PC itself is no larger than the internet box that sits there, or the TV box that sits there on the counter. So I stream all of my TV. We have subscriptions to Netflix, etc., etc. So we use those through the PC, and it works. These things are fast. They're really fast. I originally bought one and then bought a pile more after I threw an NVMe at that. I think that one was a 4th gen, and I threw an SSD, and I said, wow, these things are really good. So I bought a bunch more, but then we moved up in generations. So yeah, they're really good PCs, and they're inexpensive. I think I sell them for just slightly over $300. Not with everything that this has. They have an NVMe and usually a hard drive. But they don't have the wireless. Everything else is the same, but they don't have the wireless. They don't have the second SSD, and they don't have the keyboard, the mini keyboard and mouse. It doesn't come with them. So that's the way. So that's the draw. And like I said, like and subscribe. And I'm gonna throw this out again before I go. Here. Yeah. Oh, I'll get my thumb out of the way so it's Tech Lovin'. Oh, I'm sorry. That is incorrect. Oh, I made a big, huge error here. So sorry. What a dummy I am. I have to add something here. So hopefully people haven't got away yet. But it's techlovin599 at gmail.com. So your contact info, So I'd like to get 1,000 subscribers, and then I'll draw it on May the 30th or in and around that date. I mean, if I get 10 subscribers, yeah, no. So maybe I should cross out that. So when I get 1,000 subscribers, so we'll cross out the May 30th. Brrr. There we go. So when I get 1,000 subscribers, techlovin599@gmail.com, I will draw the tiny PC. And it won't cost you anything. There are no hidden costs. There are nothing. Unless you want to upgrade it for whatever reason. You want to put a 1 terabyte drive in it, and you can contact me and I can do that. They're fantastic. I wouldn't steer you wrong on these things. They are fantastic PCs. And like I say, put it up by your TV. Or if you want a second PC, you want to give one to your kid for school, they're great. I do have some open source software on them. LibreOffice is on them, and a few other programs. They're running Windows 10 Professional. So that's what's on them. So yeah, they would be excellent school PCs, not to take to school obviously, but for home, because the software will be on them for that. I guess you could game with them with a external graphics card, but other than that, they just have the onboard video. But they're pretty decent. So anyway, techlovin599@gmail.com. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't like, I guess you're still going to be entered, but I will need your name and your contact info, whether that be email or phone number. I'm not going to call you unless you win, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay? So I love doing this. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm actually an agronomist by trade. That's what I do for a living. And on the side, I build gaming PCs, and I really enjoy it. So, and I've been doing it for a very, very long time. I was on the ground floor, so when computers were first introduced to the public in the 80s, when you paid an exorbitant amount, you could buy one. That's when I got started, only because my best friend had, opened a computer store and an ISP at that time with dial-up modems. So, yeah, that's when I got started. So it's grown from there. Well, it's turned into a monster. But in any event, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have some ideas, you can also contact. I try and get back to everybody, but sometimes difficult. I've been really busy. I haven't done videos in a while, but now we're getting back into it. I don't know why I waited till summer, or spring. It's not summer yet. I wish it was. So, yeah, I guess that's all I got. I'm going to try and do a lot more if I can. Of course, I could go over this. This overclock seems to be relatively Cinebench stable, doesn't it? Temperature 95. It's getting up there, and this is stock voltage. So I'm running an adaptive voltage, but I haven't set a voltage. I've actually set an undervolt a little bit, but I'm running an adaptive voltage, and I think 0.015 undervolt. I could probably try and go. It seems to be pretty stable, and it's running. Let's just see the voltage here. I'll just bring this over here. What's our voltage? Let me put my glasses on so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, it just goes into the red there because it'll go up to 96. We're still okay. What are we running? 175 watts. Our memory is DDR5 6000. Just looking for our voltage here. Voltage. VCore 1.236 volts. And that should be the same as what's up here. 1.206. But that's really not the voltage I kind of trust. Trying to find it again. Oh, there it is. No, that's VR out. That's our DDR voltage. There it is. 1.236 with a maximum of 1.272 and a minimum of 1.068. So, and then I'm running, my load line is medium. I think I have load line set up medium. I just changed that because I wanted to see if there was, I wanted a little more V-droop. So we'll see once I run OCCT or the other one. I can't remember off the top of my head, for God's sakes. Prime 95. There we go. Once I run one of those, I'll see if it's still stable. Of course, once I get in the case, that's going to change some things heat-wise and whatnot, but I'll also have exhaust fans on it. And we'll see when I put the 3090 in it what it's like. Anyway, I think that's, oh, yeah, a couple of more things. So it is going to get a LGA 1700 contact frame. So I haven't got that on there yet, but it is. I am going to put that on. And if you're using socket 1700, you should definitely put it in a contact frame, and that's what they look like. Pretty simple. You take the old stuff off, then your CPU actually sits underneath here, and this puts even pressure across the whole CPU, as opposed to the way the ARM does that now, where it doesn't really do that. And socket 1700 is so long, the CPU, that it tends to bend the CPU. So this just puts even pressure across the whole CPU. So that's going on here. Hopefully that will lower temperatures a tiny bit also. So that will help, methinks. Yes, I think that's, and this will probably get a 1,000-watt power supply too. Right now it's running on a 750, and it seems to run fine, but just an ITX power supply. Mainly because the only thing I have is 1,000-watt power supplies. So that's what it's going to get. So room to grow. Anyway, this is Jim from Tech Lovin'. And what's the date today? Today's like February the 12th, I think, or the 13th, somewhere around there. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I say, like and subscribe so that you can, and send me your contact info to techlovin599@gmail.com. Techlovin is all one word, TECHLUVN @gmail.com. TECHLUVN599 to enter in a draw to win the tiny PC from Lenovo. Yeah, that's it. So please do that. I want to get some subscribers. Like I say, I'm not monetized at all. Everything comes out of my pocket. So whatever I review on this site is my honest opinion about everything. So not to say that I'm sure some are a little bit biased in their reviews because they are monetized, some of the YouTubers. I'm not saying they all are by any means, but I'm just saying that how could you possibly not be slightly skewed in your opinion of something when they pay the bills? Anyway, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.